What's up, everybody? Welcome to Narco Cop MMA. This is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 81, UFC 297. We are back, 12th fight card. I can't fucking wait to break this down with my co-host right here, Timothy Troiano. Tim, are you ready for our first pay-per-view card of the year?
Yeah, man. I think I got some good spots here to bet on, some good props. I think it's kind of a weak pay-per-view card for typical pay-per-view, but I'm excited for it. I got the Mike Malott. I've always liked Mike Malott, so yeah. How about you, man?
Yeah, man. Really, I think this card's gonna actually pan out pretty well from what I could see. But obviously, we never know how it goes. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of finishes on this card. I see a lot of violence up there in Canada. We'll see. I mean, last week, guys, fucking 37-1 parlay, Lambo parlay, first one of the year. We hit it. Actually helped me out on the weekend. It was a really good thing for me. We almost hit a second one too. That would have been great, hitting two of them on one night. But nonetheless, we hit two Lambos. We did hit the Lambo parlay. So it was a great week in the Lambo streets. Now, let me go over to chat and shout out my chat. Dixon Sider, what is up, my friend? How are you doing? Thank you for keeping these Lambo shows free. They're always going to be free. They're never, ever going anywhere. It's Big Dove. What is up, my man? Thank you for joining. Daz in the house. Congrats last weekend for the Lambo hit. I appreciate you, Daz. Josh Allen Baldy in the house. After the face-off, Drickus flatlines him, says Okisio. Narcus du Plessis. Look at this. Narcus du Plessis is ready. Joshua Frick making Friday night great again, baby. What is up? Mushroom MMA. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Joe C. What's up, my friend? Victor the Phenom in the house. Shafiq. What is up, my man? Luke Golding. Thank you, my man. Let's go, brother. Ice Viking. Just wondering why the media didn't also ask Strickland his opinion on abortions. Dude, I made a post on Twitter and it absolutely blew up. There was like, dude, I had like, I don't even know, like 100K views. It was crazy. Double Flush, what is up? Let's cash those tickets, Double Flush. EHG in the house. Normal Joe also, what is up? Let's make some tattoo money. Oh, someone's getting a tattoo. Let's help you there with the tattoo money. Over under for Narco hitting two Lambo parlays in a row. I got the over. I like that confidence. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Luke Golding, Sergio B, Nick Juarez, Friday night with the boys. Thank you for joining, brother. Appreciate that. Germ is in the house. What is up, man? Boob, Narco, please explain why Strickland isn't a minus 250. We'll talk about that later, my friend. What else we have here? J888 establish it. He says, Craig Crowley, what is up, my man? Thank you for joining. Ishu, what's up, my man? Cole Stein, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining. There will be blood. He says Malott and Robertson. We will see. We will see. Not a problem. What is up, my man? Thank you for joining. Cheeky Elbow is in the house. Glenbot, what's up? Sup? Human is also in the house. Thank you for joining, my man. AJ did way too much tape study for this shitty event. You can never do too much tape study because that's when you find the gold, man. Victor, appreciate you, man. $20 dono from Victor. Thank you very, very much. Let's cash another Lambo this week, Victor. You are damn right. Let's fucking cash one more this week. Gamblestein, what is up? Christian, we making money this week for sure. Sergeant tomorrow in the house says good luck. Thank you. And Mr. Jingles, let's fucking go. 88 of you in here. And let's start it out here, Tim. First fight of the night. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 14-7 Malcolm Gordon versus the 16-7 Jimmy the Brick Flick. Tim, what do you got here for this banger of an opener on this card?
This fight is a classic battle between movable object and stoppable force. Yeah, man, these guys are both gigantic fades. I like betting against these guys typically. Man, I really don't know. I think there's two ways that you can go on this fight. I think if you're on Flick, I think you're playing him by the sub in round 1 or 2. That's like plus 450. Sub 1 is plus 800. I don't hate that. And if you're on the Gordon side, I think it's much more likely that he gets a KO probably round 2 or 3 after Flick kind of death gasses, which he usually does after 1 round. It's basically a flip of the coin to me on those props. So I'm going to take the one that's slightly higher lines and take the Gordon KO 2-3 at plus 600. KO 2 is plus 900. So again, I think it could go either way, but I think those are solid lines.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side here, man. Like, I don't trust Gordon at all. Not only do I not trust him when it comes to striking and his chin, I don't fucking trust him in a jiu-jitsu. He makes too many mistakes while on the ground. He thinks he's a black belt, but I think he's a higher level black belt than he really is. And he makes mistakes down there and he gets caught. And you don't want to make mistakes with Jimmy Flick down there, dude. Like, that's all of his wins. Fucking this guy, that's all he knows how to win is by submission. And he has very sneaky subs. And I just can't overlook the fact that, first off, Malcolm Gordon's takedown defense just absolutely is shit after like the first couple of minutes. It just plummets downhill and he gets taken down pretty easy. I don't like Jimmy Flick's wrestling. I'm going to say that. Like, his shots are bad. But I feel like he's going to be able to get Gordon down. Like, if he got Johnson down, who's way more athletic, in my opinion, than Gordon is, he's way more on, of an athletic guy, and he's a way better scrambling guy. Like, he's got better wrestling, Johnson's just more athletic. And Gordon, Flick got him down, but he just couldn't hold him down. Like, he's hard to hold down. And the thing with Gordon is he's going to try to play jiu-jitsu when he gets taken down. And it's like, do you really want to play jiu-jitsu with this guy? I don't think so. So the guy misses weight by 1.5 pounds. It's already a red flag. The guy's a walking red flag to begin with. Like, his chin, he can't eat any body shots for whatever reason. Like, he goes down right away. But Flick really doesn't have any power, and all of his shots are telegraphed. Like, I don't like Flick striking. What I will say is round 1 is 700 for Jimmy Flick, just round 1. You don't have to pick submission. You don't have to pick nothing, because the difference between round 1 sub and round 1 is like 50 cents or $1. Like, it's not even worth it. So just take round 1. You never know, right? Plus 700. And then round 2 is plus 1,000. I think that's when Flick is, live to finish. Round 1 or 2. It's plus 700, plus 1,000. I just couldn't get to a money line here. I almost talked myself into betting Flick, but then I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like, I don't want to fade shit with shit. I really don't. And this is shit versus shit. So, plus 700 for round 1, plus 1,000 round 2 on Jimmy Flick here. He's, he has a good chance to get a sub. There is going to be some grappling. And the other thing is, Gordon, like, he goes crazy forward, like throwing big punches. So he's probably going to get into a body lock and get taken down, honestly. I just see it. He's a little reckless when it comes to striking, and he's probably going to get taken down. So he did it against Mokaev a couple of times. Mokaev got him down easily. Obviously, Mokaev's a better grappler, but it was just the way he got him down. It wasn't even like a single leg, a double leg. It's just like he's throwing right into a body lock, trip, takedown, boom, he's on top. So we'll see here.
That was the fight. Yeah, that was the fight. The Mokaev fight was why I thought that he might be able to stay safe versus him enough to the Albazi fight, right, where it's
but Mokaev is not a better submission grappler than Flick. That's the difference. Yeah, Mokaev's a better grappler. He's a better wrestler. Yeah. Better wrestler by miles, but he's not a better submission grappler than Jimmy Flick is.
Yeah, Albazi got him out super easy.
Easy. He went single leg. If you watch that single leg, how easy he took him down, it was like mind-boggling. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This shit just falls on his back real quick. And Albazi has good jiu-jitsu, but again, I don't think it's better than Jimmy Flick's. So Jimmy Flick is a legit fucking guy on the ground when it comes to submissions, man. It's fucking very dangerous. So, we'll see. the Nate Smith fight, it was incredible how Nate Smith got out of some of those subs, bro. From triangle to armbar to this to that. And fucking Nate Smith wouldn't tap. It was crazy. All right, let's move on. That's enough about that shit fight. Moving on. Fight number 2. It is supposed to be in the flyweight division, but it is in the bantamweight division. It is the 9-3 Jasmine Diviciuc versus the 12-5 Priscilla Cachoeira. And this fight was supposed to be at 25, Tim. It's supposed to be a flyweight fight. Cachoeira, day before, apparently calls Diviciuc camp or calls the UFC and says, hey, there's no way I can make 25. Well, the UFC says, okay, how about 30? She comes back and says, no way I can make 30. What the fuck? It's 5 pounds. I can't even make 30. Okay. Well, I guess it's 35 now. That's the only choice, right? Jasmine Diviciuc is like, fine, I'll take it. That girl's not disciplined. She put a video out about her not being disciplined. And she said, I'm going to discipline her in the ring, which I loved hearing, right? This is a case where one girl is relentless. She's relentless with takedowns. She's good on top. She has good ground and pound. She has decent submissions from on top. Meanwhile, the other one lays on her back, gets beat up, gets submitted. She's not very good off her back. I don't think she's going to be able to get up. If Jasmine's like half guard or full mount, it's probably going to be a wrap, to be honest. Jasmine throws decent ground and pound. And she's not going to stop. That's what I like about her. She's tough. She's not going to stop, but she is a punching bag on the feet. Let's be honest. She gets hit on the feet. The thing that catches my eye, and I've kind of been a fader of Jasmine overall. I played Tracy Cortez. I played Natalia Silva against her. The difference is the girls that she's losing to here in Tracy Cortez, Natalia Silva, are just miles better than Cachoeira when it comes to defensive wrestling, movement, they're just way better, right? And she lost a pretty close decision to Cortez. It was 30-27, but the fight was closer than 30-27, right? Cachoeira is just god-awful when she gets taken down. And I am almost positive that she's going to get taken down and get broken here at some point. Whether it be, I don't think it's going to be early because she's tough, but round 2, round 3, she's going to absolutely break her, in my opinion. I know it's women's. I know that this girl, JJ, doesn't have a finish in the UFC, but guys, I feel like it's coming in front of Canada, her home crowd. She even mentioned that she wants to humble this girl in the ring. She wants to make her disciplined in the ring. JJ round 2 is 700. JJ round 3, again, going right back to the well, is if you have Hard Rock, it's 1,100. However, it's 700 and 1,000 if you don't have Hard Rock. Again, this one, I'm not so sure how she's going to get it, to be honest. I think it could be both. It could be ground and pound. It could be submission. I just have a strong feeling that she's going to finish her here, man. I really do. And yeah, Cachoeira, can she catch her early? Possibly. But man, JJ's tough as nails, man. I mean, the beating that Silva gave her, a lot of girls wouldn't take it, man. And she kept marching forward. So is it going to be a one-punch KO? I doubt she knocks this girl out with one punch. I really don't think she can. So it's JJ for me all day, and I think she finishes here.
Yeah, man, I second that emotion completely. I think that Priscilla's also hittable on the feet herself. She's pretty sloppy. She's got good power, but I don't think that that's really going to matter very much. I think that, Jasmine's going to walk her down and then basically just, like you said, just take her down and ride her on top. And whether or not she takes her back and she gives up her back like she does 100 times out of 100 in every fight when she starts getting pounded on the ground, and then she takes her neck, or she gets to mount and she just starts pounding away until she covers up, and then the ref is just like, I got to stop this shit. She's doing nothing to defend herself. So I'm with you, man. Round 2, round 3. I also think a little cheeky play is point deduction. We normally don't play these ones, but I think she cheats. Cachoeira cheats a lot. I mean, she eye pokes, she grabs the fence and trying to get people to not be able to take her down. So I think that, there is a chance at that. It's 20-1, but I just think it's a little bit of a, it's basically just rating. People call our Cachoeira cheating a lot because of how bad she cheats. So I think that Jillian Robertson fight, I think that was just brutal display of cheating, just eye gouging to try to defend. So yeah, I think round 2, round 3 are the plays for me as well.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 3 here, and it is in the welterweight division. It is the 9-2 Johan Lioness versus the 10-2-1 Sam Peterson. Timothy, this one's off to you.
Yeah, I think this is an extremely volatile fight. I think this is going to be a good live bet spot. One of the big live bets that I'll be looking for if Sam can survive round 1 against Johan. Johan is just typically a round 1 or bust type of fighter. Gasses extremely hard, throws everything into his punches, has subpar grappling and jiu-jitsu defense, and I think that that's the biggest edge in the fight. Sam is hittable, so I do think like it's definitely possible that Johan can knock him out in round 1, maybe even in the first minute or 2 of round 2. But I think he's got like 6 or 7 minutes before he starts to completely death gas. I think that like I said, I think that the grappling edge and I think that the jiu-jitsu edge is the biggest edge in the fight for Sam. So I'm going to take Sam by sub is plus 380. Sam sub 2-3 is plus 900. I think those are good looks. I think it's probably round 2. But I'll just do I like the sub again is 380 and then sub 2-3 plus 900. Good looks.
Yeah, another fight where I don't really have much on this fight in general. I don't really like this fight, to be honest. Like, there's so much questions on both sides. It's pretty obvious, right? Like, one guy we've seen him gas a lot. Meanwhile, this other guy looks awfully chinny to me. Like, I mean, he's only been, I think, KO'd twice, but he's been dropped. He got dropped on Dana White's Contender Series against a grappler in Sensi. He's been hurt in other fights in the regional scene. Like, this guy is his chin is not very good. And the main issue here for him is he's facing a guy up a weight class at 170 that hits very fucking hard. Like, I still remember the interview from Gabe Green where, he dropped Gabe Green. He hurt him really bad. And they had interviewed Gabe Green because he won, right? And Gabe Green said, man, this is the hardest guy I've ever been hit with in my entire MMA career. Like, this guy hits very fucking hard. And you could see it on tape. Like, in the Dana White's Contender Series against Burleson, he absolutely killed him. I think it was a left hook. He absolutely killed that guy, Burleson. And Burleson's a good fighter. Like, he's not and to be honest, Burleson is way better than Patterson. Now, matchups is everything, right? And can Lioness knock this guy out? Sure. I think it's early. I think it's right there for the taking, man. This guy exits the pocket with his chin like this. He says, here, it's right here. Hit me. And when I listened to Lioness's fucking interview, what did he say? He said, this guy's moving up to 70. He's a 55er, but he's long. He said he's long, he's tall, so I could see why he's moving to 70. But when I watch this guy's tape, he's constantly leaving his chin up in the air, and he doesn't want to leave his chin up in the air against me. And honestly, if Lioness lands a flush shot on him, I swear this guy's going to be out cold for a long time. And in the last fight against Ash Moose, he got put out cold. Dude, for 2 minutes after the fight was over, he was wrestling. He was wrestling against the referee. He wouldn't stop. He was so out. So, like, also, I looked at this guy's Instagram. He has a lot of health issues. I don't know what they are. I have no idea if anybody in chat knows what the health issues are. But he pulled out of his last fight because he had health issues 4 months ago, 3 months ago, whatever. I don't know what the health issues are, but he puts a post that I'm not feeling good. I need to feel better. I have some health issues. Who knows what it's from? Is it from the knockout? What the fuck is it from? And now, and you know what's also weird? That last fight that was scheduled was at 55. All of a sudden, after the health issues, this one's at 70. So I don't know what it is. Is it the weight cut? I have no idea. At this point, though, it's either Lioness early or this guy late, because this guy has very good cardio. I'll say that. Is it going to be sub? I don't know. Is it going to be KO? I don't know. I think it could be both, because when Lioness tires, I don't know, bro. He's trying to find a way out the door. So Patterson 2 and 3 is 750 and 1600. If you have Hard Rock, again, it's 1600 on Hard Rock. I really don't like to play this fight, to be honest. It could be Lioness round 1 KO or even round 2. So it's not something I love, but I'm going to give Patterson based on just the style, the cardio aspect. He does have way better cardio here. So I'm going to give you Patterson round 2, round 3 here, and we will move on from this shit fight. Fight number 4. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 12-8 Jillian Robertson versus the 13-6 Vianna. Man, this theme of round 2, round 3, round 1, round 2, it just keeps going and going and going. And this is another one, man. Like Robertson 2-3 here. I truly believe she's going to finish her. Now, hear me out here, though. Round 2 is 500 and round 3 is 1,000. But I also sprinkled in KO, guys. I like the ground and pound she wanted to go for. She talked about going for a ground and pound KO last time against, not last time, but I forgot who it was. She was absolutely going for it, but then she eventually went for the submission and got it. I think it was Piera Rodriguez. She did try to go for the finish there and with the ground and pound. So I absolutely think she might go for it here against Vianna, who to me, after one round, kind of falls off the cliff, man. She doesn't look good. I don't think this girl's head is into fighting anymore. She has a lot of followers. She has this, she has that. I don't know if she has OnlyFans. I'm not sure, but Robertson at 115, I like the move. You know, she's been there for a little bit. Last fight, tough fight against another really, really good grappler. So this one, not so much. Vianna can get taken down. Vianna can get her guard passed. And against Lucindo, like, she looked absolutely awful, giving up that, arm triangle. Robertson's dangerous on top. Like, she is going to absolutely finish. She goes for finishes. I think she finishes here round 2, round 3. But KO2, KO3 is very juicy, man. 2,500 and 4,000. I'm going to sprinkle that a little bit there, like a little bit of sprinkle, Tim. But I think she finishes here round 2, round 3. What do you like?
Yeah, man, you and I are seeing a lot of eye to eye on these ones. Same exact thing. I think that this is for me personally, this is the Juergens Lotion match of like a long ass time, like maybe the decade. This is a solid Lotion fight. These chicks are fucking hot. But I'm with you, man. I think that Vianna just is. I mean, it's going to be, can Jillian defend an armbar? It's possible that she can get armbarred, but I just think that she's going to be capable of defending the armbar in round 1. And I feel like she's going to be able to pass once she gets on top. She's extremely aggressive. She's not position over submission. So she's going to be able to pass the guard, and then what she does from different positions. I actually think that it's way more likely that she subs her, but I agree with you that it's not like she doesn't throw ground and pound. She does, and it's not like she's just about the submission. She's gonna pound on the ground. So it's kind of similar to JJ, where taking a small stab, like you're saying, at 25 and 40 to 1 aren't bad. I think where did you see the 40 to 1? I saw it 34 to 1 on FanDuel.
40 to 1, I believe, was, look at DK, maybe Hard Rock. I'm not, no,
okay.
It's not Hard Rock. It's not Hard Rock. It's not Hard Rock. It could be DK.
Okay. Yeah, I think those are great. Those are great lines.
Let me see real quick, just so I don't butcher it here. 45. Sorry. It's 45 to 1. I apologize. I made a mistake. 45 to 1. Round 3 KO. So I was wrong. 45 to 1.
That's awesome.
KO.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a shot.
Listen, she's mentioned it, bro. She's talking about she wants to get a KO finish.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. Yeah, it's got to be a shot that we take.
So, yeah, I mean, you got to play the round 2, round 3 because it's most likely a sub. But then sprinkle the other stuff lightly because if you hit it, you're gonna hit it big. 4,500. You'll double dip on that one. You'll hit round 3 and you'll hit the 4,500 if KO happens. If it doesn't happen, then you still win the round 3 prop, and you'll lose a little bit on small bet on whatever round 3 KO is. Yep. But Tim, before we move on to the next one, we have broken another record. So I want to thank all 168 live viewers right now. Thank you very, very much. Man, from where this show has gone in about a year where we had like maybe 30, 35, we're up to 168 live viewers. We're only on once a week. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate all the support I get. Kyle Marley's in the house. A bunch of other people in here. Shout out to all you guys. Fight Talk only. Thank you very, very much, all of you, for supporting us here. The show is just like growing and growing and growing, and it's only growing because of you guys. So I appreciate it. Of course, we put in the work, and hopefully we give you guys some fucking big-ass winners. And, we've been coming through. Quite frankly, lately we've been hitting a lot of them. They're here for the topless mic. Nah. No more top. That was a one-time thing. That's gone. No OnlyFans here. This is a legit, straight prop show only. With that being said, let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 10-1 Siri City versus the 9-2 Ramon Tabares. And this one's yours, Tim.
I really didn't know a lot on. I got to be honest in this fight. I only did a little bit of taping on this fight, and I was going based on their last fight was it was an early stop after the flash knockout or flash knockdown, I should say. You know what? I just think that there's some stupid lines in this fight. I don't necessarily know that it's going to happen. I think either one of these guys could knock out the other one. But I think it's a bantamweight fight. These guys are 135 pounds. They're lining this fight like this finish is like just such a guarantee. I mean, goes the distance is fucking plus 225, which is just pretty crazy to me. And I think they're basing this, I think, on their last fight. It's not necessarily that either one of these guys is just like, oh, they're all they kill everybody all the time and they're finishers. And yeah, they've finished fights, no question about it. But it's like, it just seems like the fight going to decision in this one, no two fights are the same. Like, these guys have already fought once, and like, it's how often do we watch a fight and we're just like, this was absolutely nothing like the first fight. So I'm kind of banking on this fight not being like the first fight. So goes to decision is plus 225. That's like not a Lambo, but it's a used Lambo, like 30,000 miles on it. Ends by split is 10-1. That's insane. If you want to take the city side for points is like plus 350. Tabares is plus 800. I think that there's just tremendous value on the split decision. Like, Tabares split is 25-1, and the ends by split is 10-1. I'll go with just the end split and just play it safe at 10-1. But I think those are sick lines. I mean, 25-1 on a bantamweight fight to end by split, and two guys that are primarily strikers that are not grapple heavy dudes. I mean, I just think it's very likely that this could be close.
Yeah, I mean, this is one I gave out to my Discord earlier in the week, a couple of days ago, I believe, when the split came out, and I told him, I said, man, this split feels awfully too large here because, and the main reason is because what happened the first fight. Like, the first fight, City drops him. It was a quick stoppage, blah, blah, blah. But when you watch tape as a whole on these two fighters, like, I come out saying, man, both these guys are extremely tough. They're durable, right? The one other KO that Tabares had was a head kick, like literally head kick right to the fucking head against Edward Massey, and he got finished, shin to head, he got finished, fine. But outside of that, like, the guy seems like he's very fucking durable. He's a boxing background, so he's been taking some nice shots. I know he got dropped against City again, but he was there though. It wasn't like he was like, oh, he's out of it or something. The other thing with City is He's also has a fucking crazy ass good chin, man. Like, I think Tabares is the much harder hitter here, but City's chin is fucking great, man. And his cardio is absolutely next level, Tim. Next level cardio. Now, we have a thing here. This guy missed weight again. The first fight, he misses weight in Dana White's Contender Series against this guy. He comes back here. He misses weight yet again. 3.5 pound miss for Tabares. What a clown. I mean, what a fucking clown. What are you doing, dude? Like, this is your first UFC fight. You miss weight again. Just a terrible look for this guy. But at the end of the day, City took the fight. He took, I think, 30% of his purse. I think this fight, man, I have an inkling this fight goes to decision, man. I really do. You know, you have to look at it this way. And this is how I looked at this fight. Dana White's Contender Series, right? These guys are trying to go out and finish in Dana White. That's how they get to the UFC. They need to fucking finish. In an Apex, small cage. Now we're transitioning to a big cage in front of a big crowd. You don't have to finish. You just need to win, right? To get your win bonus. There's no, if you finish, you might get, finish of the night, stoppage of the night, whatever you want to call it, fine. Or fight of the night. But outside of that, like, if you just win, you get a win bonus, right? So the incentives are much less than what they were, in Dana White's Contender Series. Because if you don't finish, most likely you're not going to get a contract. You're not going to be in the UFC. It's a huge gap, right? So I kind of think, like, these guys have already felt each other's power. They know they both can crack. I have a feeling that this is going to be more, there's going to be spots, but I think it's going to be a little slower. I think this fight probably hits the scorecards. I mean, honestly, City by decision at plus 350 is a good line. Tabares by decision plus 800 is a good line. I don't mind, depending on who you like. This is how I'm going to phrase this one. Depending on who you like in this fight. If you like Tabares, then I think you should sprinkle the decision at 800. Now, if you like City, then I think 350 is very good for his decision prop. I do lean on City because I think round 3 is going to be him for the most part. I even think maybe second half of round 2 is going to be him. This guy has very, very good cardio. I'm telling you, it's elite. His cardio is elite, which is what I love. And meanwhile, the other guy's missing weight. So, I mean, decision props here is how I'm going to play this one, man. If you're in the business of liking City late, that's another way of playing it. I mean, I like decision here. I like decision. I think it's a sneaky play on this fight. Even split, like you said, like split. I gave that out earlier to my Discord. I think that's very sneaky as well. Glimbot says sub 5-1. He can in round 2, round 3. He can, but I'm gonna stay away from that. I think probably yes. There's a lot of live spots, guys. I'm telling you, this card I feel like is the best live spot card I've seen in a long time. And so, by the way, if you guys want to get in my Discord, link is down below. It's $25 a month. All my picks are in there, dude. We've been getting crazy CLV in all these fights. And the live spaces is going to be on there. We had it last week. I think this is going to be one of the best cards for live betting. And our feed, our live stream feed is a little better than ESPN's. We have the Dana White special live stream. So if you know what it is. So Kristen, what's up? Thanks for joining. Dixon says Narco City has 2 rematches career. He won both. He actually finished both opponents faster than he did the first time. Tabares has been KO'd in 30 seconds before. It was a head kick, bro. It was a head kick. I watched the fight. It's not something that's going to happen with I mean, maybe City lands a head kick, but that's very low outcome. Very, very low outcome. Nick, Discord going to be nuts on Saturday. Yes, my friend, it sure is. I think we're going to have a ton of spots. 177 now, Tim. We're climbing up to the 200 mark. Please, guys, one more favor. Hit the like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. What were you saying? I
think our record was over 2 last year. We had like 2. We got over 200 one time last year. I remember it clearly.
I don't remember it. Okay.
So let's see if we can get over 2, dude.
All right. Yeah, let's move on here though. Fight number 6. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 15-6-1 Charles Jourdain versus the 10-1-1 Sean Woodson. And this one is mine. I don't know how to go with this one. I think this is a close fight. I'll be honest with you. Jourdain's a slow starter. He loses round 1 historically. He comes on round 2, round 3. Woodson has had some bad looks, in my opinion. Like even last fight against Bazooka, he looked pretty awful. And Bazooka took that fight on like 36 hours, bro. Like he had to cut a ton of weight. He did not look good in that fight. He did not look good against Luis Saldana, where he got dropped and probably should have been finished, but Saldana fucked it up. But like he's long, right? And he's a boxer, and we know Jourdain usually doesn't ever grapple. If anybody grapples, it might be Woodson, but even I don't think he grapples here, to be honest. If Jourdain is smart, Tim, he chops the legs. He chops those little twig legs, and then he gets them later. If he's smart. Big if. I don't know if Jourdain's going to do it. Jourdain likes to get in slugfest. He doesn't seem too smart at times. Split decision is plus 500 down the middle. I don't really love this fight. I have nothing on this fight. But it's plus 500 by split. And you're talking about 2 strikers. Woodson's a boxer. I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying D1 Woodson. Woodson's going to, but I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think, like, listen, Jourdain, whatever you want to call him, he's legit on the ground. He knows what he's doing. He's not Dennis Bazooka. He's not Dennis Bazooka, man. I don't think he's going to wrestle Jourdain. And if he does, he might fucking get subbed. I don't know. He might get subbed, honestly. Jourdain is a black belt. You know, whatever you want to call him, he did sub. Who was it that he just recently subbed? That's a good grappler. Ramos. Ricardo Ramos is a fucking legit black belt, dude. And he subbed him. Like, I'm telling you guys, if Woodson plays that stupid game with his long-ass neck, okay, and he decides to fucking wrestle, he's going to go to sleep. I'm telling you guys, he's going to get, I don't think he's going to wrestle. He's long. He's got boxing. He knows what the deal is here, bro. He's not going to wrestle here. I doubt it. This is not Dennis Bazooka he's going against. So, yeah, I mean, I think split here is good. The 2 strikers, I think it's going to be possibly 15 minutes of stand-up. And, you know, one guy throws more power, which is Jourdain. The other guy is longer, has a nice jab, has better, crisper boxing. But that's all he kind of has, to be honest. And, you know, we'll see. Split decision is what I'm going to give here. I don't love this spot here at all. What do you got here, Tim?
Yeah, man, I agree. Charles points is plus 200 and split plus 500. Charles round 3 were the 3 that I had written down. I think those are kind of the way that I see this fight going. I agree with you, man. I think that if just the jiu-jitsu and the jiu-jitsu and grappling, not the wrestling, just like the jiu-jitsu and grappling is like major Jourdain edge here. I mean, just this is not something that Woodson wants to do. And the fact that he did it against Bazooka is like, it's Bazooka and he sucks. Like he's not UFC caliber. And I just feel like the exact same thing. I also just don't think it's going to be something that he's going to want to do proactively in this fight. So I feel it's standing predominantly. And, you know, like Charles, like you said, I mean, Charles starts off slow and he usually in round 3 is very dangerous to get a finish. So yeah, I mean, I think end split plus 500, Charles by points plus 200, which is kind of shit. But and then the round 3, Charles is 10-1, which isn't terrible. But I think it's
this guy caught my eye. Round 3 sub 30-1.
Yeah, dude, that's not bad.
I might be interested in that, honestly. I think if Woodson decides, like, by the way, Woodson's never landed a takedown in the UFC outside of the last fight. Just so you guys know, like, no, he hasn't even landed one. So even Saldana, I think fucking got him down, or maybe he got Saldana down. I don't remember, but maybe he got Saldana down. I don't honestly remember that one, but Yeah, but Christian says it's not Ramos. No, it was Ramos. It's Ramos and Lando. But Lando is not a fucking... Ramos is the grappler, dude. Ramos is the legit black belt he subbed. So that's an impressive submission, honestly. Woodson is like the Casey in wrestling mode now. Stop it, Dixon. Stop with your bullshit. He's not grappling here. I don't think so. I mean, we'll see. If he does, then he gets subbed, in my opinion. Moving on. Fight number 7. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 13-2 Brad Katona versus the 9-3 Garrett Armfield. Tim, I'm going to take this one, okay? And then I'll give you the next one, because this is the one I have a very hot take that I've given to my Discord, that we've moved the line. The line has actually moved on props on this like crazy. Now, hear me out here. Brad Katona has elite cardio, elite fucking cardio, okay? Garrett Armfield, when I will go over all of his fights that have gone the distance, he has shit cardio, literally shit, okay? And I listened to his interview, and this is kind of important to hear. In his interview, he says, for whatever reason, I get too like caught up into the fight early, or I don't know the exact words, but he basically said that he adrenaline dumps all the time early in fights. He said he's trying to control it now. And he said in his interview, this is after the fight against Kazama, he says, oh, I controlled it better when I fought Kazama. Well, you knocked out Kazama, but I don't know if he controlled it better, because he was still kind of breathing heavy, you could see him like taking these big, deep breaths early in round 1, okay? This guy is not going to fucking stop coming. I'm telling you guys, he is not going to stop coming. Katona is a vet. He's faced everybody, and he has 3 rounds of hard fucking cardio, okay? He's going to get Armfield tired. If Armfield doesn't finish him in round 1, he's fucking guaranteed to get Armfield tired. Now, Katona, round 2, round 3, when I gave it out, was 1,000 and 1,400. It's 850 now. The best line out for round 2 is 850 and 1,400. Now, here's the whisper bet, Tim. Round 2 KO is 3,100. Round 3 KO is 4,500. Okay? Listen to me. He throws hard. He throws big hooks, hard hooks. Okay? And when you have a tired guy like Armfield in front of you, and those land, or he gets him down and ground and pound, it could happen. And if you go back, and this is the main point of it all, if you go back and you watch Katona last fight against Cody Gibson, who's tough as fucking nails, never been knocked out, guy has cardio for days as well, okay, never been knocked out, and go back and look at round 3, he almost finished him. He literally almost finished him in that round with punches. If that was Armfield, he's going out the door. He's going to get finished. So it was 3,800 and 5,000 when I gave it out in Discord yesterday. Now it's 3,100 is the best line, and 4,500 is on DK. Honestly, I honestly could see a finish here as a whisper bet from Brad Katona in round 2 or 3 by KO. What do you have?
I love the first whisper bet of the year, man. That's fucking glorious shit. Yeah, dude. I mean, I have round 2 and round 3 for Katona, which means I'm going to have to sprinkle on KO round 2, round 3 as well. I don't disagree with anything you said, man. I think that round 1 is going to be hairy. Armfield can definitely do damage, but, you know, I got to pull out my Brad Katona. But I'm Brad Katona, and I'm going to fight through adversity and show him what fighting Brad Katona is all about. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. Brad Katona round 2, round 3. But I'm definitely going to be tailing the KO round 2, round 3. Those are fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Dixon says he wanted to beat him to a pulp. He said, oh, did you see the face-offs? You must have not seen the face-offs, bro, because I think they have beef now. fucking Armfield was going crazy in his face, dude, yelling and screaming and flexing in front of him. So I think if they didn't have the beef, now they have a beef because Katona is going to come for him, bro. Like, even Katona, like, look at his finishes, though, Tim. Like, okay, put the KO aside. He's got third round finishes against Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
This Nikolic guy. And by the way, I went and looked at all of his opponents, man. Like, most of his opponents are good grapplers. They have good chins. They don't get finished. Like, for whatever reason, that's who the fighters Katona faces. Like, all tough grapplers and good chins and good cardio for the most part, right? I don't know, but Armfield's cardio is extremely shaky, in my opinion. Extremely shaky. And I think he gets exposed here. This is a guy that has the best cardio he's ever faced, and he's going to keep coming. If he doesn't finish him, he's in big fucking trouble. And this is a fight, by the way, guys. You guys have to keep an eye on this fight because I think this is a good live spot, too. Armfield's good in round one. He does really well in round one. Very, very often.
Absolutely.
So, keep an eye on the live bet here. But here is the first whisper bet of the year. Moving on. Fight number 8. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 19-2 Arnold Allen versus the 17-0 Movsar Evloev. And this is for you, Tim. You can kick this one off. It's a great fight. Before you kick it off, let me shout out my man, Kiwi Brew. Just want to say thank you for the Lambo last week. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $20 dono. Appreciate it very, very, very much. Hopefully we can keep the Lambos going. I don't know about every week, but close to every week would be really, really nice. But go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, this fight is kind of I didn't really see too many great Lambo spots in this fight. I think that this is going to be an Evloev by decision, probably unanimous decision, either 29-28 or 30-27. And, you know, there's like the only chance, I mean, like, I don't know. Is there a chance that this ends by split? Is a shit number. I don't even really want to give it off. The only Lambo that kind of stuck out to me is Allen by sub at plus 1,000. Like, there were some moments that Diego Lopez got on him that were, and he just always seems to put himself in some really bad positions when he's grappling. He's always digging himself out of shit like positions and not tapping and just staying really tough. But I mean, I think that that's really the win condition for Allen is either a really greasy ass split decision or a submission. So I think my pick, honestly, is Evloev's going to win a decision, but that's just a shit line, so I can't give it out on the shows. But I think Allen by sub or ends by split are the ways that I would go.
Yeah, I mean, I have to play Allen by sub. It's plus 1,100 on Bet Rivers. Listen, I know, I get it. I mean, Evloev is a great wrestler. He's a good grappler, but I can't overlook the fact that this guy always puts himself in submissions. Nick Lentz had a bunch of them. I think Grundy had one. Diego Lopez obviously is a very good grappler. He had a couple. This guy puts himself in bad positions. Does he get out of them? Sure, he gets out of them. But what I saw from Allen is he's got very good fucking front chokes, man. Like really, really, really good front chokes. I'm telling you guys. Arnold Allen choked out Mads Burnell. Mads Burnell is not fucking easy to choke out. He's a legit fucking guy on the ground. The only guy to submit him was that Brazilian dude, Prazeres. The only guy to submit him is Michael Prazeres, who's a legit fucking guy on the ground. And the other guy was Arnold Allen via, I think it was guillotine or front choke or some kind of front choke, right? They're fucking tight when he latches onto them, bro. And Allen's strong, man. He's fucking strong for a featherweight. And, people talk about he hasn't faced grapplers. The last grappler he faced was Nick Lentz, and he's over the hill, and he defended 9 takedowns. But before that, Burnell got him down a bunch. Armarcani got him down a bunch. But, guys, go back and look at this guy's physique back then and look at it now. He's much stronger. I'm sure he's improved his takedown defense since then. I think Allen's actually a good fucking fighter. Now, Evloev is probably the best wrestler he's faced. Like, hands down, he is the best wrestler he's faced. But he makes mistakes, dude. He sticks his neck in there. I can't foresee like all these spots that he's put himself. Like Nick Lentz, that one guillotine Nick Lentz had him, he had to roll over to his back. It was a mounted guillotine after that. And he got out of it. Fine. Props to him. He did get out of it. But still, he put himself in that bad position. And he's done it over and over and over again. So I'm going to take Allen sub plus 1,100. I get the love for Evloev. I get it. I mean, he's a good prospect. He's good. I'm kind of leaning Allen, but I'm going to stay away from this fight. I'm just going to have a little poke on the submission here. It should be a great fight. I just want to sit back and watch it and see what happens. Moving on, fight number 9. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 30-10 Chris Curtis versus the 16-6 Marc-Andre Barriault. And I can kick this one off here, Tim. I think this is going to be a 15-minute stand-up fight. Both guys are durable. One guy's the better boxer in Chris Curtis. The other guy has better kicks. I also think that Mab is much better in the clinch, in my opinion. Has very nasty elbows, very good knees. Curtis does work the body in the clinch, but I favor those fucking knees and elbows, dude. Like, you can eat a nice flush knee in the tie clinch or a nice elbow, short elbow. It will do damage. And I think Imavov kind of showed off what you can do to Curtis in the clinch. Like, he was nailing him in the clinch with nice elbows, Unfortunately for Imavov, there was the eye poke. This guy couldn't see anymore, blah, blah, blah. And the fight was over. But Imavov was winning that fight pretty easily. I think this is a close-ish fight. I think this is a fight that probably hits the scorecards. I favor Marc-Andre Barriault's volume, to be honest. I think both guys have good cardio. It's a close fight. I'm going to take Marc-Andre Barriault by decision. It's 425 on Hard Rock. It's 400, I think, in other places. Why? Please explain to me, why is Curtis's fucking decision prop way, way lower than Marc-Andre Barriault's? Why? Please explain to me why it's way lower. Go ahead, Tim.
I can't explain why. I totally agree. Ends by split plus 500. I have 3 written down. I have ends by split plus 500. Barriault split plus 1,400. Barriault points plus 400. Those lines don't make any sense. It's not like what is like Chris Curtis's takedown defense is elite. This is going to be really tough to get him down to the ground. It's probably going to be standing for 15 minutes. You have one guy that hits harder, and you have one guy that's going to be pumping out a little bit more volume. You got it's the same. It's just crazy. Like ends like the Barriault split decision being plus 1,400 is similar stupid line to like the decision line for him to me. I just feel like, dude, a close decision in this fight for him to win. Like, I don't feel like he's going to be pulling away like tremendously in this fight just from his volume alone. Like, he's going to have to take some shots versus Curtis, and Curtis hits fucking hard. Like, so you got moments versus some minutes, and you got a guy that's probably a little bit, like you said, a better boxer at range, throwing some better combinations. Definitely, I think, quicker. But in the clinch, I feel like you have the advantage goes to Barriault. And so I'm in complete agreement with it. It just makes no sense. The lines are kind of stupid. So I like the split 500, and Barriault split plus 1,400 and Barriault points at 4. I think those are fucking awesome lines.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Curtis probably has more finishing equity here.
I agree.
He's the harder puncher. But I also don't think Marc-Andre Barriault is like chinny or anything like that. I think this guy is very tough. Like,
only time he got knocked out was that punch to his ear from fucking what's his
behind the ear, bro. Like, it's whatever, man. Like, okay, like if people are gonna go, oh, Julian Marquez hurt him. I don't know if he fucking hurt him. Like, he was backing up and stuff, but it wasn't like he was wobbling all over the place. And listen, Marquez was throwing everything into his shots. Like, he was trying to knock him out. I think Barriault is pretty damn fucking durable, man. And
it's in Canada too, man. It's in Canada too. So
And
like some
bro,
fuckery.
he looked
definitely possible.
incredible against against Anders, man. Look, backing up. He was on his back foot the whole fight almost, and he would look incredible. And he almost finished Eric Anders in round 3. He caught him with a check left hook, hurt him pretty bad, wobbled him backwards, went after him, but couldn't finish him. I don't think he's going to furnish. I think Curtis is extremely durable and tough. He's not going to be able to finish him. But decision's crazy to me. If anything, it should be equal, like equal lines on decision. Maybe a little bit lower on Curtis because he's the favorite, but man, not that much. Like 300 points, $3 difference. Are you out of your mind? $2.50 difference? No fucking way. Because Curtis has more finishing equity. I don't think his decision line should be that low. Anyways, there's no value in that. Let's move on. Fight number 10. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 28-11 Neil Magny versus the 10-1-1 Mike Malott, and this one's yours.
Dude, Mike Malott is my dude. I've made so much fucking money on this guy fighting every single time. I've backed him in every single fight since Dana White Contender Series. I think that this is a good spot for him. I like Mike by sub in round 2 plus 700. Maybe Mike by sub in round 3 plus 1,300. I think it's round 2, to be honest. Took Shavkat to get Magny down, and it took him 2 rounds as well. I don't think Magny's going to be like just a total, easy out in the first round for him. But I feel like just eventually the jiu-jitsu on Magny and just his just tendencies on the ground are just so bad to just eventually give up bad positions and give up his neck and then just a tap. So I feel like the sub 2, sub 3 for me for Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to give here. I mean, everything is kind of nuked. I got in on Mike Malott early. I think it was last week when I gave it out. I tipped it at minus 260. I have a lot of units on him. I have 5.2 units on him. Line has completely blown out here now. This is not a Lambo play. I don't have a Lambo play for this one, but I think he gets it done here early, man. I think round 1, round 2, submission. It's plus 185. It's a used Corolla even. This is not even in the used Lambo area. So used Corolla here, plus 185 on FanDuel. Mike Malott via submission. His guillotines are just nasty, dude. And Magny just loves to get choked out. He loves it. He's like, let me just get choked out. I listened to one of Magny's. This is, kind of part of why I bet Malott so big too. I listened to one of his interviews, and he says that, he was driving or something, and the UFC either texted him, called him, or emailed him. I forgot which one. And he checked it, and he says, oh, they offered him the fight, Mike Malott. And when he saw the email or text or whatever it was, he says, I wasn't really in the mind of preparing for a fight right now. I didn't really want to fight, even though it was like 9 weeks out or something. He's like, I didn't really want to fight. So then I talked to my coaches, and they said, no, don't take this fight against Mike Malott. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to take it anyways. Even though my coaches didn't want me to take it, I said, nah, I'm going to take the fight. So his coaches told him not to take the fight. He decides to take the fight, right? And then he talks about how he hasn't been in the right place because he's still going through a divorce, because he was thinking about how he's going to see his 2 kids. Him and his wife are going through a divorce. He was thinking about his 2 kids. Like, there's so much shit going on with this guy. And to top it all off, his trajectory is going way down, bro. He looked awful his last 2, even against Rowe. I think he lost that fight. He looked awful in his last fight, even though he didn't get finished against Gary. And honestly, it felt like Gary had pity for him. All he was doing was kicking him, bro. Like kicking. He had no answers for kicks, just absolutely chopping this guy down. It just feels like such a setup spot for Mike Malott, man. In Canada, UFC loves this guy. He's very popular over there now. They're giving him a guy in Magny who's a big name, but not the same guy. Like if this was Magny from 5 years ago, I would absolutely not bet Mike Malott here. Guaranteed. Would not bet him. This is not the same Magny. It really isn't. How does Magny win, you say? I think it's honestly one way only. If Mike Malott gasses very bad and Magny finishes in round 3. That's the only way I see it, honestly. He's got no power in his hands, like literally no power in his hands. I doubt he's going to sub Mike Malott. How does it happen? If Mike Malott is completely gassed, and that's the only question we really have on this guy. Like, I don't think I think his defense is bad, Mike Malott. He gets hit a lot. But what does that mean against Magny with his pillow fists? Means nothing. It literally means nothing. Magny has no power in his hands, dude. Like, he's got nothing really to worry about what's coming back at him. So, I don't know. I favor Malott everywhere here. Grappling, striking, power, youth. I mean, you name it. It's all on his side. You know, even though he's not very young, he's still in fight years. He's way younger than Neil Magny. So 1-2 sub, 185. There's nothing else. Maybe it's KO, but I think he's gonna sub Magny. Magny is tough still. He doesn't really give up easy. You know, even last fight, he was like, he kept getting dropped with leg kicks. Honestly, the ref, to be honest, and to be fair, if you watch that fight should have been stopped. Like, there's no way a guy keeps getting dropped with left kicks, sitting on the ground, and the ref gives stand up, and he's barely standing up. He can't even fucking stand up. Like, stop the fight, dude. Guy can't even stand up. And even fucking Gary was like pointing to the ref, like, stop it. What are you doing? Throughout the fight, it was hilarious. Anyways, enough of that. Let's move on. It is the co-main event of the night in the bantamweight division. It is the 15-8 Raquel Pennington versus the 10-2-1 Myra Bueno Silva, and I will kick this one off. I feel like there's 2 okay bets on this fight, and I'll give them both. Split decision is 550. First off, I like that to begin with because I think Silva early will have success. I don't know. As the fight goes on, it might kind of favor Pennington. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure because I really don't know what Silva's going to look like in 4 and 5. The other thing that I do like is Bueno Silva by KO. And I know she only has 1 KO. I look at it and she has only 1 KO. But the reason why she only has 1 KO, Tim, is I watched almost all of her fucking fights going down to, I think, Jillian Robertson. I watched them all the way. And you know what happens, Tim? Every single fight that I watch, she clips them on the feet. She lands big. I mean, she's throwing very hard on the feet. You could tell. Like, she is absolutely trying to kill these girls on the feet. And it turns them into grapplers. They grapple with her. She gets a submission. They grapple with her. She gets a submission. And it's like a reoccurring theme that she hurts people on the feet and then they grapple with her. She fucking has big power, honestly. For women's MMA, she throws with a lot of fucking heat on her punches. A KO is coming for this girl. I don't know when it's going to be. It's definitely going to come again. She's a mean girl on the feet, dude. Like, she wants to absolutely kill these girls. And one thing that Pennington is, she's tough, but she is very, very hittable on the feet, man. And, you know, sometimes she's too tough for her own good, you know? So MBS KO is like 800 is a little bit crazy to me, watching how this girl throws with a lot of fucking power. So, you know, the split is good, but the KO, I think, is also good. I played a little bit of both of those, Tim. What do you have here?
Yeah, I like it. I don't hate it. I had 2 as well. I just thought end split, and then I think that the sub is there as well. I just, like you said, I just think that she doesn't, you know, it's going to be, I feel like Rocky, when she gets hurt, is going to try to clinch really, really hard. And then when she's in the clinch in general, she gives up her back, and it's just there to be taken. I like your line, though. I mean, I think that KO at plus 850 for how hittable Rocky is and how slow she is, I think that those are good. I think it's a good spot. But my call would be ends by split or that Silva subs her. but it's only plus 200. So I think I might take a small stab at yours at the 850. But
Wait,
yeah,
your sub is only 200?
only 200, dude.
That's
It's pretty
shit
good.
line. I wouldn't
Yeah.
touch that line.
Yeah, it's
That's
gross.
I think what's her name's only been subbed once in her career. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a shit line. Come on. 200, there's no fucking value in that. I mean, Raquel Pennington has fought really, really good fighters in the UFC. You know, and I think she's only been subbed once, maybe. Yeah, Kat Zingano, 12 years ago, bro. She got subbed.
Yeah. I think that the KO, I think your KO is a good read. I think that's definitely a live for how wide the line is.
Tim, hold the news. 219 people in here. Shout out to each and every one of you guys. We broke another record on the Lambo Plays podcast. Thank you very, very much, guys. Do me a favor, please. Like down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I appreciate each and every one of you. And how many likes do we have, by the way, Dixon? Let me know in the chat there. With that being said, we will move on to the main event of the night, and it is in the middleweight division. It is for the middleweight championship, and it is the 28-5 Sean Strickland versus the 20-2 Dricus du Plessis, and this one is yours, Tim.
Man, this is a great fight. I can't wait for this one. I should have actually brought out my Sean Strickland T-shirt for this podcast here. He's definitely been a dude I've been supporting for a long while. Made a bunch of money on him. I think Sean cooks him late, to be honest. I feel like Dricus is, you know, the guys that he's fighting and the guys that he's beating are, you know, and the way that he's winning these fights, I think he was getting pieced up by Till, and then Till is fucking Till and just fucking caves, just like he did against Brunson. I feel like who did he fight his last fight? I forgot. I keep forgetting his name. I'm seeing his face, but
Who?
Du Plessis, his last Whitaker. Yeah, Whitaker. Like Whitaker is just, he's fucking fragile, and like he can be bonked. So I feel like that was a great performance from him, but I don't feel like Sean is like super fragile. I feel like he can take a shot. I feel like he's got very good underrated grappling and underrated wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And he's just a fucking cardio beast, dude. He paces guys all the time. He can fight for fucking 10 rounds if you asked him to. All the guy does is fucking fight. He's like he fights at full speed and full throttle in practice. It's never like 70%. So I just feel like he cooks him late. Round 3, 4, 5 KO for Sean is plus 600. I think that's a good way to go.
Man, they are absolutely nuking that line on Dricus du Plessis right now. I just looked at it, and holy shit, he's turned favorite now in some spots. Yeah, Dricus has turned favorite here on Bet Online at minus 112. I mean, basically pick them, but some spots I'm looking at here, like MGM has Dricus as the favorite at minus 115. The comeback is minus 105 on Strickland. Crazy line movement. A lot of people betting on DDP here. And I understand it, man. Like, guy is super powerful. He's just a freak, man, to be honest. Like, when you watch his tape, he's a freak. Like, strength-wise, power-wise, just an absolute freak, right? I keep trying to fade this guy. Like, I don't know how many times I've bet against him. Not too many, but I've tried to fade him. And it's like, it looks good until it doesn't, right? Like Whitaker fight, take it out. But the other one's like, oh, yes, I'm going to get him. And somehow he gets me. You know, it's like, he's a freak, dude. But I can't overlook like Derek Brunson, like hurting him along the fence, landing in fucking mount, dropping big shots on this guy. Darren Till almost finishing him in round 2. Brad Tabares hurting him, almost fucking finishing him. It's just so many times. Like, at what point does it end for this guy? You know, and did he look good against Whitaker? Yes. You know, he looked good. He hurt Whitaker. I don't know if Whitaker's washed or what the deal, or I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell. I don't want to say he's washed. It might just be DDP is that good or that strong. However, like, if this fight extends, man, I don't give a shit what kind of nose job this guy did or he fixed whatever. Strickland is definitely going to have the better cardio. I'm almost certain. In rounds 3, 4, 5, Strickland's going to have better cardio. Can he survive rounds 1 and 2? That's the question. And I'm going to say yes. That's my guess. I don't have a bet on this fight. I'm going to think he's going to survive 1 and 2. I think he's going to come on later in this fight. He's going to need to fight smart. He's going to need to, use the jab a lot. I mean, he needs to use the jab a ton here. I think that's the weapon he needs to use the most. And then just kind of let this guy tire himself out, throwing these big blitzes, cover up when he's throwing blitzes, defend takedowns when he's trying to go for a takedown. Tabares has very good takedown defense, and he defended all of them against this guy. I think this guy went like 0 for 10 or something against Tabares in takedowns, right? So his takedowns can be defended. It's not like it's like there's no chance. Like, Strickland has good takedown defense. So if Strickland does survive like early, and I think hear me out here, I think most of the finishing equity early is on DDP. I really do. I don't think, even if Strickland gets him kind of hurt, I don't think he's going to go crazy for the kill, because he knows how dangerous the comeback is. When this guy's wobbled, he's like fucking waiting to like counter you with big shots, and Strickland probably knows that. So he's probably going to take it easy here. The one fight that I looked at is the closest guy that he's fought Strickland is Cannonier. That kind of, he's the closest to Dricus. Now, Dricus is way more unpredictable. He does like crazy shit that, Cannonier doesn't. But Cannonier is a powerhouse, right? He has a ton of power. He's got big leg kicks, Cannonier does. And in that fight, like, Cannonier landed some good shots, and Strickland took them well. And Strickland took that fight, if people remember, on very, very short notice. Probably within a week, I think. It wasn't even a week he took that fight on. I want to say it was days, to be honest. It was like 4 or 5 days. Against a very, very dangerous guy in Cannonier. So I think Strickland 3-4-5 KO. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's 600, right? We want to talk about cardio. He has a cardio edge here. We want to talk about late finishing ability. I think he has the late finishing ability here. DDP, I mean, Dixon's saying no takedowns from Cannonier. I get it. I'm saying they're not the exact same fighter, but that's the closest fighter to DDP. That's the closest. It's not like DDP shoots fucking 20 takedowns now. I mean, he shoots maybe 2 or 3. He doesn't shoot that many takedowns. He did against what's his name, but he got him stuffed. He got him, all of them stuffed, I think. Let me see. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Tabares stuffed all of them. He was 0 for 7 against Tabares. And it's not like he has, the only fight I've seen him get a lot of takedowns is Darren Till. And Darren Till, honestly, his takedown defense awful. So if he's on top, yeah, he's dangerous. He throws big ground and pound. I know Abus took him down. I get it. Come on, it's one iteration. He took him down. It was. Are we only going to look at that one takedown and not all the other takedown attempts that he stuffed? How about that? I mean, let's look at all the takedowns Strickland has stuffed. I think that's better to talk about than just that one instance where he got taken down by Abus. Like, he stuffed a lot of takedowns in his career, right? Jack Hermanson, who's a fucking damn good wrestler, went 0 for 8. Are we going to talk about those, or we're not going to talk about those? I mean, you have to look at it. You can't. I do that sometimes too, to be honest. I look at one thing and say, oh, look, this one looked bad. But how about all the other times that look good? Can't just look at one iteration of him getting taken down Abus. Yeah, because maybe Abus kind of deked him with that. He was throwing big shots early, remember? He was throwing really big shots. He was trying to finish Sean early, and he landed in that takedown. So, it could happen. I'm not saying DDP can take him down, but it's not a sure thing, in my opinion. Honestly, it's not a sure thing that he gets a takedown here. So 345 Strickland plus 600, not my favorite bet, but he has the cardio edge, guys. He has the cardio edge here, in my opinion. So I'm going to play that, but probably going to stay away from this fight. I think it's a good fight. I think it's lined appropriately. I think Pick'em is fine.
Good live spot.
What?
Another good live spot.
Yeah, probably a good live spot here. Yeah, if you want, that's the thing. Like, if I like Strickland, why bet him now, man? Why bet Strickland now? Why?
Absolutely.
He's guaranteed to be in danger probably early. It's just how fucking DDP is. So why play Strickland right now? Why not wait and play him in the live line when I see that maybe this guy is gassed? Maybe Strickland is defending really well. And now I can make a judgment on playing Strickland at plus money, at plus 200 or plus 150, whatever. Right? So, yeah, that's it, guys. All 12 fights, 210 of you in here. Shout out to all you guys. One more thing. If you do want to join my Discord, link down below, $25 a month. All my plays are in there. We got Robertson at 200 this week, 260 on the other guy, a bunch of props. So, and our live spaces will be on there tomorrow. With that being said, Tim, let's go to our Lambo parlays. You can start this one off, my friend.
So I'm going to go Malott, Sam, and Jillian by sub, and Evloev by points is 50-1. And if you wanted to get greasy, Jillian sub 2-3, Sam sub 2-3 is 43-1. Evloev points added is 80-1. Add Mike sub is 189-1. So
Jesus Christ, you fucking got me lost. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, the first one is just Mike, Sam, and Jillian all by sub, and Evloev by points.
Malott, Jillian, and who?
Sam Patterson.
Oh, Patterson. Okay, sub. Okay.
And then Evloev by points is 50-1. And then I did a little.
Four of them are 50-1.
All four of those are 50-1.
Okay.
And then I did like a little, like a, like kind of like a progressive type one where if you did Jillian sub 2-3 and Sam sub 2-3 is 43-1. If you added Evloev by points, it's 80-1. And then if you added Mike by sub is 189-1.
Jillian sub 2-3 and Patterson sub 2-3?
Yeah, I think that both of those guys probably sub. What's that?
What is that? Sub 2-3, sub 2-3.
Sub 2-3 for the two-legger is 43-1.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. There's a bunch of them there. So last week we hit ours, and I had like a lot of questions. Like a lot of people sent me questions like, oh, I don't have FanDuel. Yours were KO23. Both of them were on FanDuel. Like I can't really play those. I can't play, McGee KO23 and Van KO23, right? I couldn't play them. I said, so why don't you do this? I said, if I'm giving you Van KO23 and McGee KO23, then kind of mix and match all of them, right? Play Van KO2, this other guy KO2, then Van KO2, this other guy KO3. So you're making 4 different bets and make them smaller, right? Make them where they're equivalent to one Lambo parlay, right? So if you were going to put $50, you make them all $12.50 across the board. Yep. And, depending on which one hit. Now, if round two hits, it's going to be lower than round three hits, right? But it's still going to get you the Lambo parlay. You're going to hit a nice amount, and that's that. This week, since I got a lot of questions about that last week, a lot of people don't have FanDuel, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you guys the 2 that I like here that I think have a lot of potential. It's Jazz Diviciuc, round 2, round 3, and Katona, round 2, round 3. So you're making 4 bets, okay, where you're going JJ round 2, Katona round 3, Katona round 2, JJ round 2, blah, blah, blah. It's 4 bets. They're all So JJ round 2, Katona round 3 is 111-1. Katona round 2, JJ round 2 is 75-1. That's the lowest one, 75-1. Then you have round 3 is 164-1. And then round 2, round 3 on the other way is 103-1. So that's how you could do it. You get all the options. It's 4 bets. You just make a smaller bet on each one, break it down for however, if you're putting 0.1 unit, then break it down in individually. The other one, I have 2 of them. The other one that I really like is also the 2 women's fights, man. It's round 2, round 3 on the 2 women's fights. JJ and Robertson. I have both of those as well. So we'll see what happens. I really think all 3 of those are going to get a finish in the later rounds. So, yeah, I mean, I have them all mixed and matched there, and we'll see what happens. But another Lambo parlay would be nice to hit here. Maybe we get 100-1. That would be fucking golden, Tim. It would be a nice Wagyu steak night. 198 of you still in here. Shout out to all you guys. Please hit the like on the way out. Appreciate you all. Thank you very, very much. Yes, Dixon, if you come in my Discord, Derek Brunson will give you hockey plays. There you go. What do you mean, what is Discord? Where are you living in 1970s? Come on, Mushroom. Tim, let the people know where they can find you, what you have going on, anything tomorrow, the other day, anything special, any tennis plays, whatever you want.
Nothing special tomorrow's. Haven't heard from Sean for this week, so I think we're going to be trying to set it up in the next couple weeks for spaces. I'll be in your Discord for the live fights tomorrow, and then I'm just here with you weekly on Friday, man. Love the show as always. Thanks again.
All right, guys. Follow him, Timothy Troiano, on Twitter. Also, guys, NarcoCop on Twitter. You know where to find me. Tomorrow, spaces in my Discord. Thank you very, very much to each and every one of you. Hope you have a great weekend. And let's fucking cash those tickets for UFC 297. Take care. Peace.